child, and I'm gonna be here for a while. So sit back and enjoy my style as I shine.
Hey, welcome back everyone. Imagine you could walk down your street knock on the door of your good friend James, who's the brother of Jesus Christ. He'd open his door and invite you in with a big smile and want to visit. He might serve you tea and break bread. Before James, aka James the Just, put pen to paper and wrote the book of James, he began with a thought. What he would tell you wouldn't be too far removed from what he wrote. The following is a window into the mind of a man who was also raised by Mary and Joseph. Again, his eldest brother was Emmanuel, the Son of God, Jesus Christ.
James.
The Epistle of James was written around AD 44 to 49, making it the earliest book in the New Testament canon. The author is James, the half-brother of Jesus, and the brother of Jude. He was also called James the Just because he had a passion for righteous living and for followers of Christ to walk in obedience. The letter from James was directed at the Jewish believers who had been scattered from persecution, likely under Herod Agrippa I. To the 12 tribes scattered among the nations, consider it pure joy whenever you face trials of many kinds, because you know the testing of your faith develops perseverance. For when your patience is finally in bloom, then you'll be ready for anything strong in character, full and complete. If you want to know what God wants you to do, ask Him. He will gladly tell you, for He will grant wisdom to all who ask Him. But ask with faith, for a doubtful mind will be as unsettled as a wave of the sea tossed by the wind. A Christian in humble circumstances should be glad, for he is great in the Lord's sight. But a rich man should be glad, for he will soon be gone, like a flower that is killed by the scorching summer sun. Blessed is the man who doesn't give in when he is tempted, for he will receive his reward. When someone is tempted, it is never God who is tempting him, for God never tempts anyone. It is best to be quick to listen, slow to speak, and slow to become angry, for the anger of man does not bring about the righteous life that God intends. Hey, you are an imbecile, man! Anyone who considers himself a Christian but doesn't control his tongue is just fooling himself, and his religion is worthless. The religion that God accepts is one who takes care of orphans and widows and keeps oneself unpolluted by the world. How can you claim that you belong to the Lord Jesus Christ if you show favoritism to rich people and look down on poor people? It is sin when you favor the rich and fawn over them. God has chosen poor people to be rich in faith. Don't you realize that it is usually the rich who drag you into court and are often the ones who laugh at Jesus Christ? What's the use of saying that you have faith if you aren't proving it by helping others? Will that kind of faith save anyone? Faith that doesn't show itself by good works is no faith at all. It is dead and useless. Are there still some among you who hold that only believing is enough? You believe in one God? Well, so do the demons, and they tremble. Rahab, the harlot, was saved because of what she did when she hid those messengers and sent them safely away by a different road. Just as the body is dead when there is no spirit in it, so faith is dead if it is not the kind that results in good deeds. Don't be too eager to tell others their faults, for we all make many mistakes. If anyone can control his tongue, it proves that he has perfect control over himself in every other way. We can make a large horse turn around by means of a small bit, and a tiny rudder makes a huge ship turn wherever the pilot wants. So also the tongue is a small thing, but what enormous damage it can do. Men have trained every kind of animal or bird, but no human being can tame the tongue. And so blessing and cursing come pouring out of the same mouth. Surely, this is not right. If you are wise, live a life of steady goodness, so that only good deeds will pour forth. For jealousy and selfishness are not God's kind of wisdom. Such things are earthly, unspiritual, inspired by the devil. But the wisdom that comes from heaven is first of all pure and full of quiet gentleness. Then it is peace-loving and courteous. It is full of mercy and good deeds. What is causing the quarrels and fights? Isn't it because of the evil desires within you? You don't have because you don't ask God. And when you do ask, you want for your own pleasure. Don't you realize that making friends with the evil pleasures of this world makes you an enemy of God? God gives strength to the humble, but sets himself against the proud and haughty. So give yourselves humbly to God, resist the devil, and he will flee from you. And when you draw close to God, God will draw close to you. You who say, today or tomorrow we will open up a profitable business. You should say, if the Lord wants us to, we shall live and do this or that. Look here, you rich people. Now is the time to cry and groan because of all the terrible troubles ahead of you. You have spent your years satisfying your every whim, and now your fat hearts are ready for the slaughter. Dear brothers, do not swear either by heaven or earth or anything else. Just say a simple yes or no, so that you will not sin and be condemned for it. Is anyone among you suffering? He should pray. Those who are thankful should sing praises to the Lord. Is anyone sick? He should call for the elders of the church to pray over him and pour oil upon him, calling on the Lord to heal him. Admit your faults to one another and pray for each other so that you may be healed. The earnest prayer of a righteous man has great power and wonderful results. If anyone has slipped away from God and someone helps him understand the truth again, that person will have saved a wandering soul from death, bringing about the forgiveness of his many sins. The end of the book of James.